Okay, everybody. Hello. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty when I first started this video, so I restarted it, but it's okay. We didn't do any churns or anything yet. I'm going to be doing a Smanir run today using the Chewy walrus strategy. So the important thing to remember about this strat is that on specific turns, you want to send AV orbs out and purple orbs. So those turns are with 9 turns left, with 6 turns left, and then with 4 turns left, if you have 2 orbs, you want to send a green orb, Heim. If you have 1 orb, you want to send a purple orb, AV. If you sent a Heim orb on turn 4, then on turn 3, you can send the purple orb. So there's like very specific times when you send your orbs, which is kind of nice because it gives you quite a few turns to find your orbs. So for my team, I used Elder for red. I used Freya for yellow. Some people like BK, but I'm not afraid of a strong, powerful woman, so I decided to go with Freya. She's really awesome, one of the best creatures in the game, in my opinion. Okay, so so we're on turn 12, and we have until 9 turns left on the counter to send our orb. So let me go ahead and lower the speed first off so that everybody can follow along. Now, let's see what we have. I see quite a few potential orbs here with green and with purple. Let's see how we want to do this. Okay, I think I'm going to do it with green from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the second row. So the way that I'll do that is to delete a yellow, delete a red. Now there's a couple of ways that I can make this orb happen. I can delete the red, then on the next turn delete the purple or the green, and that will give me the orb. Or I can move the green over to somewhere where it won't bother anybody, and then make the red on the next turn, which will push down the green and make the orb. So that's what I think I'm going to do, the second option, just because I want to put a little slap on the boss. So I'm going to put this here, and now I'm going to get to work on making my orb. There it is. Now, we're going to lose the 2 middle columns. So we're going to lose one of the AVs that's there. But that's okay, because if we move her here, we could start hunting for another orb next turn. Okay. So let's see what we can make. I don't think that I want to use I don't think I want to work towards the AV orb, because I want to have those AVs out to send. So I also don't want to make any walls. Kind of worried about that. So let's see what we can do here. First off, we can cap this set of AVs right here in row 8. And what I mean by capping is, when I send Luna out next turn with purple, I don't want her to make an AV. I want as many AVs on the board as I can. So capping that that set of 2 will help prevent it from being made. Now for my next move, I'm going to move this AV so that it's in front of the Sun Boost portal. And then use my last move to go ahead and cap in 1, like we mentioned earlier. So now perfect. We're going to Luna for purple and send it out. Great. Now, normally I would say, play for the easy purple orb from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from 1 to 5, but we're following a specific strategy here, and we want to have the AVs sent out now. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do, and then we can start worrying about making our next orb next turn. So now, what you can see really nicely and clearly here is that the fire is flaming on both the Sun Boost portals and on the boss, and it got rid of the hearts that were taking our life away and the minions that could potentially threaten us. So all in all, really powerful orb. And if you notice, it didn't do a lot of damage. That's okay. The damage is going to add up over time, especially when we have full absorption. So now we have the makings of our next orb, and we're going to do that from 1 to 4. And the way that we're going to do that is to just go ahead and make the elder. And then we can move the yellow here, move the green there, and then boom, we've got our orb. The fire takes care of everything. Now we don't have to send another orb until next turn, so it's a little bit tricky here, because if we refresh, we're going to lose the potential for a lot of purple, but we want to try and make another orb. So I think we're in a kind of a tough spot here. I'm torn between looning for purple or saving it. I'm just going to do a regular refresh right now and hope it works out. And it didn't work out too bad, because a lot of the boss is going to hit, and that's going to eliminate a lot of the creatures, which will give us a good Luna for next turn. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Just trying to find an orb, see if there's anything easy right away, which I'm not really seeing, so I'm going to go ahead and make a green here to soak up some damage and give us some more creatures to work with when we do our refresh. Great. So I wasn't able to cap, so that might make a purple on row 1, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and Luna. Yep, see? Called that one. We can still work with it though, no problem. Not the biggest refresh in the world, just because of the circumstances of what happened. But we can definitely still work with it. Let's go ahead and I was thinking we could do a green refresh or a red refresh to try and help along our orb. So yeah, let's do a regular refresh to see how it goes. Okay. Well, we have an orb. We'll have that next turn. And great. So this turn we have to send our orb out of purple. So I went ahead and made my orb. And now I'm going to Luna for purple once again. Oh, that was a tough one. Oh boy. We made quite a few walls. So that kind of hurts us a little bit. A lot of it, actually. I can either try for the... Yeah, that hurts. No way around that one. That's okay, though. All is not lost. We can either send green now, but that won't really do much. Or we can refresh for purple. We should wait on that because the minion is going to hit us. It'll take out 4 more creatures. So it'll give us more for our Luna. So let's go ahead and put the purple here so it sends fire into the portal. And let's put it right in front of the portal. Why not? Okay. So let's hope for a little better luck this refresh. Great, it was better. There's a lot of green on the board. I'm tempted for green, but we're going to go ahead and hold back our temptation and send out the purple orb. Now, thinking and contemplating. I'm going to make a run for a last turn orb here. So the fire is going to take out all of our, the minions and all of that. So we could have an orb with green next turn, and then we can use it to send a green orb, which I think is going to be our best bet here. So sometimes even with a well placed out strategy like this, the best option is the pivot. Trust the pivot. It'll help you out. So we're going to have closed orbs, which is going to limit our damage on our last send. That's okay. Let's refresh for green and hope we get it in some good spots. Oh, the walls. The walls are really killing us today. Nothing you can really do about that one, though. So let's go ahead and send this out. So we ended up with 20k damage, which I think is really good considering we had some terrible luck with walls, some truly terrible wall luck. But that's okay, because I think that you still got to see the strategy in action, and you got to see the pivot in action a little bit. Because of the walls, we had to shift our turns, which kind of limited our shift the turns that we sent the damage out, which limited, because of the walls, we had to shift when we sent the orbs out, which limited our damage a little bit. That's okay, though, because nothing ever really works out perfectly. In the real world, you have to adapt, change things around, and try and get the best outcome you can. So I think, given the scenario that we had, we got the best outcome that we could have hoped for. So I'll try to make another video of this strategy again in the future, where we're not just putting down a whole forest's worth of walls in one battle, but that's okay. And I hope at least it was helpful, and you can commiserate with me on my wall making ability a little bit, and like and subscribe. All right, thanks a lot, guys.